So, it's, you keep banging your head against the wall. Why would you expect a different result?
So we would have had the wall completed in 3 weeks. It was largely completed.
He's trying. That was Donald Trump, former president, being interviewed by talk show host and informal White House aide during a coup, Sean Hannity. And Sean Hannity was using an idiom, a turn of phrase about banging his head against a wall. And Donald Trump, who effectively just follows like some light word association and flashing lights to come up with whatever the next thing he's gonna say is, just started talking about wall, big wall, tall wall, great wall. We could have had wall. I thought this would be a fun way to end the week, Cenk.
Yeah, well, if Joe Biden had done it, the entire country would now be talking about dementia. So, take your pick. Does Donald Trump have dementia, or has he just always been painfully stupid? But you can't say that Joe Biden's got mental health issues and not notice the elephant in the room, the big giant orange elephant in the room, who's a lunatic and has always said absurd things, which, by the way, there's more of in this interview.
I'm sorry, I just love this because we've all been in a phone call where we were sort of tuned out and they say something and we're like, oh yeah, that. And they're like, wall. And he's like, yeah, I would have built that. I would have done that. It's just it's very funny because it's so insulting to Hannity. It's like, he's not listening to you and he doesn't care what you're saying.
But he doesn't care what anybody's saying. I don't know that he's ever listened to a single person in his life. He's such he's a textbook narcissist, like maximum narcissist. And those type of people, they never listen in a conversation. They just can't wait to talk again.
Yeah.
But John, I'm listening to you.
Thank you, I appreciate that. Sean Hannity has been so loyal to him, so supportive, and you're being interviewed live on TV and he's not paying attention. I think that Rayvon is right. I think that he is definitely stupid and his brain is addled like scrambled eggs. But I think in this case, he was tuning him out. He wasn't paying attention to him, and that doesn't reflect well on Trump. But man, it makes Hannity look like a fool. But anyway, as you alluded to, there is more in this. So you know what? We don't have much time. Why don't we skip ahead to the third video, the first of 2 videos of Trump going off on one of his favorite topics. Bearing in mind, he's not president anymore. We're so far away from when he had any effect on the policy involving the things that he's about to rant about.
And if you could start that up again and stop with all of the windmills all over the place that are ruining the atmosphere. You look at what's happening to these beautiful prairies and plains and these gorgeous areas of our country where they have these rusting hulks put up all over the place that are noisy, they're killing the birds. I mean, I don't get the environmentalist, and it's a very expensive form, probably the most expensive form of energy.
Now, there are a lot of absurd claims that Trump has frequently made about turbines and about wind energy, that it's ugly, which is certainly a matter of taste. I don't think they are, I know others do. That it's the most expensive, that is certainly straining credulity. But he started off by saying that it's ruining the atmosphere. Does he mean like the ambiance? Because it's very specifically not ruining the atmosphere.
Yeah, so look, I want to go to an old clip of him on windmills to give you a sense of what a lunatic this guy is. And then I'll explain why he's actually against windmills.
If you have a windmill anywhere near your house, congratulations, your house just went down 75% in value. And they say the noise causes cancer. You told me that one, okay? You know, the thing makes it so.
The wind noise causes cancer. And he illustrated that by going, wow, wow. And it makes me wonder if people at that get together got cancer. Because he said, wow, wow.
Oh God, my head. Cenk, I think you just gave me cancer. Oh no,
yeah.
The impersonation was too good.
Yeah, no, that blithering moron is the leader of like 80 million people in this country. They look at him and they go, oh, nailed it. Wow, wow. I don't want to get cancer from that. Okay, now you want to know why he's actually against windmills? Because they put up windmills next to a golf course that he had. and he thought it lowered the value of the golf course, and he was irate over it. So he's been doing the rantings of a lunatic mind ever since about how wind noise creates cancer and every other kind of fabricated insanity that slips from his tiny little mind.
Yeah.
I was telling John this before the show, but when I was watching this, so I live in Illinois. I went to University of Illinois, Urbana-Champaign for college. So I used to have to drive in the middle of cornfields to get to school, back and forth from home in Chicago to school. And so there's quite a few of these windmills, and just there, I know the conservative arguments against them, right? And it's the birds. So I was watching the Trump clip and I was like, talk about the birds, talk about the birds, because they always need to talk about how sometimes birds fly into the windmills and they die. It's not like a ridiculously significant amount that it's having, an impact on the environment adverse to the positive impact on the environment that the wind turbines have as far as our energy consumption goes. But it's always, to me, the most ridiculous argument against the windmills. But that was before I had heard Trump say that they are bad for the atmosphere. And I would love for him to just elaborate on that for like 5 minutes. I would pay money to hear him try to elaborate on how it's bad for the atmosphere.
Yeah, look, last thing on this, guys, and I do want to go back and play that second clip for a reason. So we're honest. So is Joe Biden too old? Yes, we told you that in the primary, and we're telling you that now, okay? We're consistent on it, we're honest, and now you all see it. There's a poll out recently that shows huge percentage of Americans see that, right? So, but be even-handed. So the Democrats will pretend that Joe Biden's perfectly fine and that Trump's got problems. The Republicans will pretend that Joe Biden's got problems and that Trump is in great shape. Oh, come on. I mean, look at the fool. So that's why I want to go back and play the second clip here. They go back to talking about Biden's so-called dementia. Now, then the issue of the dementia test that Trump took comes up. He took a test on whether he has dementia. Keep that in mind as you watch this clip.
Do you believe he's struggling cognitively? Because that question was raised about you, and I've been around you long enough to know that that's not a problem for you at all.
Well, I went and took a test, and as Dr. Ronnie Jackson, who's great guy, now he's a congressman, and they love him in Texas, but he said he aced it, and I don't think he ever saw anyone ace it.
Now, look, Ronnie Jackson is a hilarious lunatic who is a sweaty tooth madman. His nickname was the Candy Man at the White House because of how many pills that he dispensed. And I can go on and on about how Ronnie Jackson is a complete fraud. But put that aside, even if he was a legitimate doctor, Trump is bragging that he passed a dementia test. And then on top of that, he says he's never seen anyone ace it before. Really? The doctor has never seen anyone ace a dementia test before. Every other person he tested had dementia except Trump.
Yep, Ronnie Jackson took it, he got a D. He was quite disappointed with the results. Someone in chat, I think, has solved this entire mystery, tying together the cognitive issues with the windmills. It's that the windmills, sure, they can't actually give you cancer, but they do appear to have given Trump brainworms.
And that's why he needs ivermectin.
Exactly.
Took the words right out of my mouth.
Thanks for watching the Young Turks. Really appreciate it. Another way to show support is through YouTube memberships. You'll get to interact with us more. There's live chat emojis, badges. You've got emojis of me, Anna, John, JR. So those are super fun. But you also get playback of our exclusive member-only shows and specials right after they air. So all of that, all you gotta do is click that join button right underneath the video. Thank you.